train is running.
And I'll say Evan.
That's good. You're scored, but I don't have to.
It's a win.
Hey, everybody. Good morning. You're watching FinsTalk today. I'm your host, Bobby FinsTalk. And that right there, Fish Tank Hank. For the first time, we are together hosting FinsTalk today here on the beautiful patio of the Fish Tank in Orlando, Florida. Fish Tank, how the hell are you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm doing fantabulous. We're in a bye week. You know, bye weeks are great for me because that means number one's getting a little bit of rest. You know, and we got a few players that need a little bit of rest.
Yes.
Armstead's one of them. So, you know.
Hey, I can see the comments just a little bit. Get the camera a little farther away, but that's okay. I see Evan in there. See, my mother's there. She's taking care of the grandchildren back at the hotel. I appreciate it. Steve, Cheech and Chung. He is Cheech and Chung.
I do it so much, I'm both.
But oh man, so this is exciting, and it's a beautiful day, beautiful weather. We got the lake in the background. I'm literally right around the corner from Fish Tank. That was not on purpose. The hotel's around the corner, so it was an easy, fast drive. But like Hank says, Dolphins are on the bye. So some shows are on a bye week. Actually, they're taking the week off. Not us.
No way.
No, we always during the off season we're talking a mile a minute. We got plenty to talk about. We got plenty to talk about today.
Yes.
Dolphins are 7-3 at the bye.
Mm-hmm.
Fans are excited, Hank.
I'm excited.
We're excited. Dolphins, you got possible MVP and our quarterback number one. Tyreek, in my opinion, it's an argument there, but legitimate MVP conversation for number one.
Definitely.
And rightfully so. Maybe because I understand the quarterback more likely is for MVP because that's kind of how it goes. Offensive player of the year for Tyreek, maybe. Then you got coach of the year conversation with Mike McDaniel, what he's been able to do with this football team, with the injuries, with the of course you think Tyreek, but I mean everything. It's just been exciting. But 7-3.
Yeah.
This is a different 7-3 football team. So not only coach of the year, offensive player of the year, most valuable player of the year, Super Bowl could be legitimate here for the Dolphins.
I'm
this
smelling
season.
something.
We're not 2 years out. We're not 3 years out.
No.
It's legitimate this football season. So I know you don't disagree with me, so I'm not going to pretend to ask you that type of question, but why is it legitimate? Why should fans actually start believing in this football team enough to say, man, we got a real shot at the Super Bowl, not playoffs, the Super Bowl this year?
We have superstars on this team, folks. We have great superstars. Tua, Hill, Waddle, Gesicki. Those are our offensive juggernauts. Now you added Wilson to that. You know, we have three awesome running backs. Ingold's back there. And the one that I can never say is Mozart.
Raheem Mozart.
Mozart. There we go. Mozart. I finally got it.
I butcher last names too.
But that's all right. I'm going to butcher it up again.
There you go. That's okay.
So, anyway, folks, look, you got to keep an eye on our defense, our offense. Keep an eye on everybody because we're kind of working our way into elite status to some degree. We waited 3 long years. And people, I said 3 to 4 years, you got to give it time. And the first year was kind of a wash because that was our teardown year. Yeah. So I don't even really count the first year that everybody else counts.
You're counting, this is not, people think, 3 years. Wait, we just got into the McDaniel. You're talking even the Flores years of this football team, the start of the Tua years.
Yes.
That we're in a 3-year window now.
Yes.
With Tua. Okay, go ahead.
We are now in that 3-year window. Yes, Evan, I'm good at butchering names. You know, nobody better than
Ender, I see you, man. Hammer time. Awesome. Together, you guys.
What's up, Ender?
Appreciate
What's
you
up,
all.
everybody? But anyway, our defense is obviously starting to come alive.
Yeah.
Kohu, where'd he come from? Hello, talk about nice surprise. People like that are on our team.
Yeah.
You start mentioning names. You say Chubb. Everybody knows who Bradley Chubb is. You talk about Phillips. You talk about Wilkins. It goes on and on and on. And what I'm trying to say is we finally, in 20 years, have a complete team, but you also have a team that can score. That's something Miami has missed for many years, is the ability to score on anybody at any given time.
And they've grown into that this season because at first, when all that hype, they weren't really scoring too much. They were one of the mid-tier teams scoring offense. But it seems like, and again, that's why to me I say this with Tua. It's the 2 different versions of Tua this year. We talked about it. I said quarterback away this offense, and it wasn't a knock on Tua. It was just that he could grow into that with Tyreek, with Jalen. And he's answered that. I said that.
Quarterback away.
That was the beginning of the year.
That was you.
I said that.
Just want to make sure.
Oh, all right. But I said it.
All right.
All right. We were worried about them hearing us. I know you can hear me. You're just egging it on. What I'm saying is he has responded to that. Now, what I asked for this year, and Evan, who's in the comments, our friend in Canada, our brother's adopted son of yours, he holds me to everything.
Yes.
You definitely do.
Sometimes.
I say, what I wanted for Tua, I didn't need big numbers. I needed consistency.
Yeah.
I didn't want a good game here, an average game here, a bad game here, a good game. I wanted consistency.
Let me tell you, Bobby.
Go ahead.
You're getting more than consistency.
Getting more than consistency.
But go ahead. Tell us about
what I was going to say. So, start of the year, he was consistent.
Yeah.
I didn't see anything different. To me, it was the same too. You had flashy plays, and then you had some plays where you're going, what the hell?
Why'd he throw the ball like what's going
exactly.
on?
There was still that going on.
Yes.
Now, we didn't want him to get hurt, but he got hurt. Bengals.
Definitely.
Scary situation. He's out.
Yeah.
Comes back. This is a different Tua. He's not making those type of mistakes. He is throwing the ball crazy good right now.
Oh, yeah.
So, that's what's great about this offense. And like you were saying, we are scoring at will. Now they're at that time where at the beginning of the year, I say 21 to 17. You're going, whoa, that's too low. Bobby, I have it 56-0. I said, hey, that's way too damn high. That's more legitimate now. Because the Dolphins are doing it.
Whoa.
Not just because of the passing game.
It's legitimate now.
It's legitimate. They could score these points. But it's not just because of the passing game.
Hold on a minute.
Oh, I'll do it for you. I'm here. I can do it for you. It's not just because they can do it with the passing game. The running game. That's what's awesome. I love running game. That's why I was so excited about Alec Ingold, who's really starting to come in now.
Yeah.
And looking really good. And here's what's great, too. I just want to say this about this football team. There are still things with this football team. Evan talks about the kicker. We talk about defense. Offensive line at one point. We were saying, man, this thing right here, this is the issue. Oh, but there's still this issue here. Mm-hmm. Dolphins are still a legitimate 7-3, and they're getting better as the season goes on.
Yes.
That's what's cool about this football team, and that's why fans should start believing really that the Dolphins have a shot of going to the Super Bowl. Ralphie boy, I'll see him later today.
They still haven't played a complete game, in my opinion. The last game was about as close as you're going to get, but I still want a little more from our defense. I still want a little more hold for some reason against the teams that score more.
So,
I'm not talking about the last team we played.
No, I get your point.
I'm talking about a team that scores at will. We need to keep them under control.
Okay, so Houston's a different story. That should be no problem a win. Everybody should be comfortable as Dolphins fans saying that's a win.
Yeah.
Realistically, when you go against the San Francisco 49ers, the Green Bay Packers, you got the Chargers, even though they're battled with injuries. You're talking that. You're talking, okay, they're going against that 49ers offense. We'll say 49ers for right now.
Yeah.
49ers, and they shut down the Niners with Debo and those guys, Christian McCaffrey, Jimmy G. Then it's like, okay, now that's a complete game. If they score and then shut down the offense, then you're saying not against a team like the Browns with Jacoby or the Lions, which Lions?
Yeah, and their
those
defense was susceptible to begin with.
Yeah.
So, I mean, things like that.
Well, more of a challenge.
I want a complete game from them against a winning team.
Yeah.
Not a sloppy game. I'm talking a complete game from first quarter till the end. Here, you can read them right here.
Oh, that's right. Okay, I just want to make sure. I'm sorry, guys. Usually, you know me, I'm reading everything, but my phone camera's over there, so I see your names, but I don't see what's going on. But let's run this through. Bobby behaving in Florida. I am.
Hammer time. What's up? Steve, what's up?
Yeah, the motion of the offense is mind-bending. It's been great. It's just getting better.
Rankin.
Let's see. Kenna, good to see you, man.
What's
FinsTalk.
up?
We are live here in Orlando, Florida. Fish Tank and Bobby FinsTalk together here for FinsTalk today on the FinsTalk Sports Network. Smash that like and subscribe button. We appreciate you. So, not only the offense, but the defense is starting to grow. The defense has shown flashes this year, but there's been times where they've struggled, but they have won games. Igbo sealed the deal against Pittsburgh, winning the football game with that interception. Cater Kehu, unbelievable. I mean, really doing a great job, an undrafted free agent, which to me, I know we keep talking about Byron Jones missing in action. I mean, we got to put an EBV on the milk carton. Where the hell is he, et cetera, et cetera. But really, I still think about it. I go, man, I know everybody keeps bringing him up, but who gives a damn?
Yeah.
Look what our secondary is doing. You're talking about coach of the year in Mike McDaniel, which rightfully so. That's an opportunity, and he should be considered strongly for it. But how about the job that Sam Madison and Pat Surtain are doing with that secondary? Xavier Howard hasn't had a good year this year.
I did tell you at the beginning of the year that I really liked some of our coaching staff.
Well,
those were two big keys that I said they might bring Igbo along.
Yes, and Igbo had his first interception, a game-stealing interception, but really the growth of Cater Kehu and those other guys, I mean, the defense is secondary, which is not a flaw, but it is a lack of depth there, a concern. Really has been doing a damn good job, especially with the lack of pass rush. Now, pass rush has gotten better. Last week it was great.
Yes.
So we hope it continues, but you got to give Sam Madison, Pat Surtain, and those guys back there A+. So
and I also got to give the defensive line an A+ because they were stopping the run.
Yeah.
Now, we had one big breakout, but they were stopping that run.
And all right, let's see. And let's talk about this too, because we're talking about most valuable player. Tua is up there. I mean, the betting odds at Las Vegas have him getting higher. And rightfully so, he should be considered, especially the way he's played. And even though I could make an argument for Tyreek, no one could deny that when Tua was out, the Dolphins were losing despite what they had. So that's an argument, okay? Now, MVP, Offensive Player of the Year, and Tyreek, who's on pace to break the season record for most receptions and most yardage. 144 receptions. I think that's a few short. He'd probably be in second place.
I don't know if that's attainable.
Well, as much as, and now he's getting more comfortable with Jalen. Jalen's been a little off this year, and it's been all year. Hasn't just been
more of a running game.
Now they're right there, facts. Okay, but the receiving. So, but he's on pace. He's going to be up 1,900, 1,800. Maybe he gets 1,000, 2,000.
He's going to be up. I'm not disagreeing. He's going to be up there.
Yeah,
but I don't know if he's going to achieve the ultimate goal of beating the 2,000.
I hope he does, but I get your point. It's a fair and great point. Offensive Player of the Year, MVP, Coach of the Year, Mike McDaniel. This offense, which was 25th in the NFL last year, with 3 offensive coordinators, 2 offensive coordinators, but there was another guy doing play calls with Brian Flores as head coach. They were 25th at the end of the year. Now, we're not done yet. We're halfway there. Right now, Miami's 3rd in the NFL. I had them finishing top 15 because I expected more of a run game and, balanced attack. You had it top 10. Top 3 right now.
I had something else at top 5, though.
Yeah, what was that?
It was either the offense or the defense I had at top 5.
It could have been offense. I say top 10.
I had one at 10.
I had the rushing attack. I had the rushing attack making the biggest leap. I thought our running game was going to be top 10 in the NFL from 32 to top 10. We don't know how it's going to turn out at the end, but more than likely they're not going there. But with Jeff Wilson, it's legitimate right now.
Yes.
But top 3 in the NFL, we figured they're probably going to finish up that way, especially now they got that running game. And I'm not saying this, and obviously it's hard to say not as a fan because I'm a fan. But you get mad, you and I go because I try to balance it out. But I was like, but not, I'm trying not to say this as a fan, but with this passing attack and you add this running game, you sprinkle that in. This team's top 3 offense. I don't see that changing. I may go up, but it's not going to go bad. Why is the Dolphins top 3? Is Mike McDaniel the reason? Is it Tua? Is it Tyreek? Why is this? How did this offense jump so high?
It's all the above. It's
the
all
whole
the above.
the whole party.
And if you sit there and look at what the offensive line has been doing, take a good look. No sacks last game. Wasn't that last game?
No sacks.
And who was on the other side of that ball?
Myles Garrett.
Yeah.
Jadeveon Clowney. Yeah.
And no sacks. Hello. We're doing something right. That's why it's happening, Bobby. It's happening now like it's supposed to. And I know you were going to say you were more realistic, but look who's realistic now.
Yeah.
Admit it on
Every dog has their day.
There
Every dog
you go.
has their day.
But my day's a good day.
Hey, wishing I was at Florida, Hank, Corvette, Dolphins, you hang it the right way. Yes, he is. He is living the life. Coaching is key. Look at Tua. No, hey, absolutely. Look, like we said even before the season, you could be from the beginning all for Tua stand, whatever. Hank is more balanced. I wouldn't throw him in that, but he's been on Tua's side the whole time, but he's been fair in his criticisms. Don't matter if you're for or against Tua. No one could deny the Dolphins did Tua no favors before this year.
Oh.
That
was total garbage.
Watson, Brady, whatever. Offensive line was trash. Coaching staff was trash. Personnel decisions was trash. You didn't, whether you believe in them or not, you didn't give them the tools to succeed. How it happened this year that Miami said, okay, we're hiring Coach McDaniel instead of Sean Payton. We're sticking with Tua instead of going after Tom Brady. Doesn't matter. Miami said, now that we're stuck here, we're going to make the best of the situation. Let's go get Coach McDaniel. He's a young, fiery head coach. Let's get him. Okay, McDaniel comes in. Let's go get Tyreek Hill. Let's go get this guy. They finally put offensive talent around the quarterback, and then look how it's changed. I never thought Miami could put the talent together equal to what Alabama had when Tua was quarterback. They've done it.
I got to admit, I still had reserve on the offensive line.
And that's fair, though.
And they have proved me wrong the last few games. Proved me totally wrong, the offense. They've been clicking.
I got to give credit to some of our guys on the network here. Evan Posner, Brett Legassi, with Robert Jones. They've been talking about putting him into this offensive line at guard or tackle. They put him in at left guard. He is really showing out. Brandon Shell at the right side is doing a great job so far. Of course, there's still some growth there, but those guys had at the beginning, it's looked so far so good. Connor Williams, he played center a little bit in Dallas, struggled, was terrible. Miami says, we're going to do it here. Even though he was the 11th ranked best guard in the NFL last season with the Cowboys, comes to Miami, piece the center. Even though he had a high snap, he's been doing a damn good job. Armstead has really become the face of that offensive line. Not just because he was already great when he came in. legitimately, when he comes out of the offensive line, it's a whole different story.
Yes.
When he's there, the line is a different beast. And so far, like you said, last week especially, and we hope that continues, they've been great. Ralph says this regime drafted so good. Just about everyone they drafted are studs. We're lucky to have McDaniel on our team because when I saw the coaches he landed, I knew he was the right fit. Now, this draft class here, we're waiting to see how it goes down. We haven't seen a lot of Channing Tindall, but we understand that, sometimes it takes a little while. But so far, you think of Holland, you think of Waddle, you think of those guys, they're hits. Eichenberg is a miss.
Yeah.
Austin Jackson, the jury is still out. He had a great offseason in regards of getting in shape. He looked okay in the first game, but he got hurt. Jury's still out. Igbo looks like a miss so far. Tua, people could argue at the beginning, but right now it looks like a hit. So we're going to see how that plays out. Greer is still, I'm not ready to jump on that train yet. You could get with you on McDaniel and Tua, et cetera. McGreer is still on my hot seat in regards of, to me, it's the job's not done.
Really?
It's 7-3, but the job's not done. We've been here before in regards of, oh my God, it's going to be, and then not that I believe that's going to happen.
And the wheels fall off the bus.
Exactly. I'm not ready to jump on the Greer.
So you're gun shy.
With Greer.
Well, Greer has no effect on the outcomes of the games for this year, so Greer doesn't matter.
There you go. Thank you so much.
See that?
I like this
I
guy.
can always change it up.
I like it. He is top 5. Connor Williams is top 5.
Let me scoot up here. Get in the shade.
Oh man. So getting into it now, we talked about the offense. They're top 3 in the NFL. The defense is still in the 20s right now. We expect that to grow. Bradley Chubb, only 20, I think he's 25 years old. He's one of the top edge rushers, outside linebackers in the NFL. We expect him to have an impact on this defense, which he has actually. You might not see it in the last game he did. He was on the quarterback. But Jeff Wilson has had made a bigger impact. But we do know defense. Who you doubting? I'm not doubting the Dolphins. I'm talking Chris Greer.
See what it says there?
Believe in your team. I believe in the team, not Chris Greer. Who you daddy? But
what's up, who you daddy?
We appreciate you, buddy. We appreciate you. But Bradley Chubb, what he's done for Jalen Phillips, and that's another one who's been a hit. Okay.
Oh man,
he's growing.
When we put Bradley Chubb in, look how the defense has been responding now. I know he hasn't done a lot, but notice how the run isn't running all over us. Notice how he was getting in the backfield almost every time. Notice how Phillips' performance has gone up from there.
Well, running game, in regards to opposing offenses, the running game for other teams, and Evan has been great to point out, the Dolphins haven't given up 100 yards to a running back. Quarterback is the issue. Quarterback, we're giving up big yards to.
Yes.
Yes. I think Jacoby had 60 yards, but Justin Fields, who's a great athlete for the Chicago Bears, he ran over almost a record 100 and some odd yards rushing.
He ran around.
We have that issue there, but what Chubb has done so far in just 2 weeks for Jalen Phillips' growth has been exceptional. But Brett, I cannot wait when I see Bradley Chubb hit his mark with Jalen Phillips.
Oh,
that's going to be.
Oh boy,
because
that's get electric.
And if you're impressed with the secondary now on the defense, imagine how impressed you're going to be when that edge rushers start to show up.
Just think, Bradley Chubb gets 2 weeks of preparation for the next game. 2 weeks of preparation with that kind of a talent on the line, and with Phillips and everybody else in the middle, it's going to blow up. It's going to be like magic. I'm telling you, it's going to happen. We're going to start slamming some people. Hopefully we don't get too many penalties for not carrying the quarterback as we tackle him.
Well, I'd rather get a penalty for playing too hard than get a penalty for jumping off sides every 20 times. But
what's up, Orlando?
Orlando, we are in Orlando and having a good time. And when I say job's not finished, let me clarify this. making big trades. That's awesome. What I loved about the trades that the Miami Dolphins have done at the deadline, bringing in Jeff Wilson and trading away Chase Edmonds instead of keeping him and seeing it through, which, he just couldn't fit. Fine. No hate. Thank you for your service. Move on. We bring in Jeff Wilson, who knows the offense, who jumps this and makes the most of it and has looked great so far. He looks like, and you wouldn't put him outside the Dolphins. You would not put him in the top names of the running backs in the NFL, but he's playing like it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the crazy thing. You might not say, okay, you got Christian McCaffrey, you got Bradley Chubb, Nick Chubb, you got this other guy. You probably won't put Jeff Wilson up there. But since he's been traded to Miami, he's played like it. He looks like a legit top 5, top 10 back in the NFL right now.
He was blowing it up. But remember, all three of them were blowing it up, too, in that game.
They were. Alec Ingold, Raheem Mostert, who looks like, he got his guy now with Jeff Wilson. We were just talking about Greer, so I'm going to give, you got to give credit at this point. The trade that was done at the deadline, these two trades, show that the Miami Dolphins, first off, are not done being aggressive, and they believe that this football team could make a run in the playoffs.
Absolutely.
They like what they see, and they say, okay, we're not comfortable with just what we have. A lot of people would be. They'd say, hey, man, Tyreek and Tua with Waddle, that's the zoo crew, as you have stated.
Yeah.
They are surfing their way through the NFL. We're okay with it. We don't need a running game. Bull crap. You always need all three faces in a football game. And Miami went out, got Wilson to improve the running game, and then they say, no, we still need help with the pass rush. We're not comfortable with that. And they go get Bradley Chubb. They take it just like the Tyreek situation. They take advantage of that situation. Go get a star player in his prime, growing into his prime, to pair with their young prime player and Jalen Phillips. So you got to give that credit to Chris Greer. And in the end, and I'm someone, and you know this, I will say, hey, you know what? Dolphins have responded. I'm wrong here. I'm going. Just like I told you. You asked me a couple weeks ago, and I'll say it now with you, but I told you the other day on Fins Bandwagon, which is a show, unbelievable show that you host with Evan Posner. You guys are diehard Miami Dolphin fans. Doesn't matter if, like I said, top 2 of diarrhea's on the field that throws 20 interceptions. You don't care. It's all prime liver. Go to the Fins Bandwagon. It's an amazing show. They're awesome dudes. It's all positive most of the time, unless Evan starts talking about Jason Sanders and breaks it down, and Hank has to kind of wheel him back in.
Fins up, who daddy.
But I will say this. You asked me not too long ago on our show. I said 10-7 at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
And just because, defense, offensive line, running, you had it 13-4, 13-4, right?
Yeah.
So seeing what this team done in the last 2 weeks, seeing where it's kind of going.
Yeah, because I asked you at the halfway mark.
You did. You said, hey, Bobby, now that where we're at.
Do you want to change?
Do you want to change? Do you think, is it still 10-7 for you because of the way it's looking?
I said, give me a second chance.
And I told you, and I said, I'm not ready yet.
Yeah.
There's still questions with this football team.
You were right.
But look what they've done now with the response, the way the running game and everything. And I said, and I brought this up. Instead of post-game show. Post-game show. I did tell you already, but I know what you're going to do. I'm going to add 2 more wins to that. They're going to be 12-5 at the end of the year. I think Miami, I hope they do finish. I would love to see first place, but I hope they do finish second place. I was hoping they'd finish enough where they face the Titans at home in Nashville just so I could watch them.
Yeah.
I don't have to fly anywhere. But no, F that. I want top 1 or 2, and I think Miami could do it.
I want Miami to win the division most.
Oh, hell yeah. Oh.
Most of all, you win your division first. Yeah. And right now, they are all bunched up at the top. But something that's nice is you have the Patriots playing the Jets, and somebody's going to take a falter. So either way, one of those teams is tumbling.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. So, look, the Dolphins don't play till next week. We got our show on Saturday. We'll do our pregame show. We do our predictions and all that. This team will host a playoff game. I hope so. It's looking like that. 12-5 would be great, Orlando, of course. So, guys, now that we're here, we're already at our 30-minute mark, but that's okay. We can run over a little bit.
You can go.
Let's have a conversation. Let's have some questions in there. We'll preview next week's game next week against the Texans, even though I think we're both predicting a win there, right? I don't think we have to.
I don't know.
Oh.
Wait a minute.
Oh.
Let's discuss this for a second.
Yeah.
You know, what games do you think are the biggest concerns right now? I mean, you're telling me 12-5.
Yes.
So that's telling me a minimum of 2 losses. So let me break down what I think about it.
Okay.
Because you got the 49ers. All right. I am concerned about the 49ers.
Yeah.
I am concerned about the Chargers.
Yeah.
I am concerned about the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah.
I am not concerned about the Jets at home. I'm not concerned about the Texans. I'm not concerned about the Green Bay Packers at home on Christmas either. So did I name enough games to be, did I name them all? Or did I leave one out, Evan? So that's 3 games that I'm concerned with where Miami might not be able to hold up. And that's where I'm talking Miami needs complete games on all 3 phases in the cold weather. Oh, they have to play New England up in New England too. So that's Miami's Achilles heel last few years has been the cold weather. So let's see if they can turn that around, change it up a little bit, and hopefully we'll get the W in those tougher games. Now, as far as going to the West Coast, San Francisco is always a little bit cooler, but that shouldn't affect the Dolphins at all. That'd be like going out today and playing a game. It's perfect out here right now.
Oh, beautiful. Beautiful right now.
So, but then you got the Chargers too, and they can score at will.
Yeah.
So, Keenan Allen and a few other folks are going to be back.
Yeah.
By the time we face them. So it will be a real test. Those games are going to be the test we're looking for.
Why don't you wear a 10? I got you. Looks better. All that's fair. I'm with you. I know somebody will say Packers on Christmas Day, whatever. I'm more worried about within our division and the West Coast teams. So I'm with you 100%. With the injuries that the Los Angeles Chargers have, Herbert's dealing with injury. Off their receiving core is destroyed. Offensive line is, coaching. Yeah. It could happen. Anybody can win. I'm not really worried about the Chargers right now. I'm more worried about the Niners. Okay, we know how Shanahan does with his pupils, and how that football team. They're still a damn good football team. They're a playoff team. I could see that happening for Miami.
I think they're a less talented team. I think Miami has more talent.
Oh, Miami has more talent than most.
Yes.
The thing about Miami.
That's where I think Miami has the edge over San
Francisco. Yeah. Maybe coach, more experienced coach with Shanahan who taught McDaniel. That might come into play. McDaniel still makes some rookie mistakes, even though he's growing. Time management's been an issue for Miami this season. Penalties has been an issue for Miami this season. Play calling has gotten better, but that was an issue.
Let's discuss that play calling. How about those 4th downs that he goes for it in crazy positions on the field?
Well, but he should.
He says, "We're
But
going." I love it. It just makes my heart.
I know. When you have a quarterback who's playing the way Tua has the past couple of weeks, when you have a premier talent in Tyreek Hill, who's probably the most talented player on this football team. I'd say it's Ricky Williams, who's right there. But I would say closer to Dan Marino in terms of talent is Tyreek Hill.
Tyreek Hill, yes.
He's the most exciting player for Miami since Ricky Williams.
He is a beast. That man is all muscle.
But when you have that type of talent on this football team, it should be easy to go for it on 4th down. What Evan complains about, what I complain about on post-game show, is the play calling on 4th down. But that's okay. You know what? The Dolphins are still 7-3, and they're still growing. He's a rookie coach. Allow him to make those things. So you're right. Dolphins have more talent than most football teams. Yeah. It's just about the growth of this football team.
And I think this week off is going to be the key.
Yeah.
I think after this bye week, they are going to come out and knock the snot out of teams. I really believe it.
So, and I can understand too. I did see Evan in the comments say, "What's up, Anthony? This is the greatest show on turf." It is. Miami has the greatest show on turf. But I will say, or the greatest show on surf.
Yes.
I understand people saying they're not scared of any football team. I'll say it like this: Any team can win any Sunday. But what I'm not scared of is losing games.
Who are your 2 losses? You never told me.
Well, I was getting to that. Because
Oh.
I was saying was the West Coast teams, right? But I would
Yeah.
say I would say San Francisco over the Chargers at that point.
Okay.
And then it would be one of the AFC East. AFC East has proven to be the toughest division of football. We thought it was going to be the West with the Chargers, the Raiders, the Broncos, what they've done, the Chiefs. But it's the East. The Jets, we said it before anybody. We're not fans of the Jets. Can't stand the Jets. Diarrhea green Jets. They all suck. But people laughed at them and did free agency. But the draft, they did one hell of a job.
They knocked it out.
Joe Douglas, the general manager of the Jets, has done one hell of a job.
And their coach.
And they're doing a great job. And they're winning football games, and they're winning good games. They're not just getting lucky. They're winning good games. So that's a team. And I understand, not worried about the Jets at the end of the season, but that is a tough football team.
I
So
understand.
I would say
in Miami.
if you told me two teams, I would give you San Francisco and Buffalo.
Yeah.
I'd say those are my 2 teams.
Those are the 2 teams. I still think New England might be more of a concern than San Francisco, to be honest with you.
I understand that. That's fair.
If we get, because I haven't seen Tua do anything good in bad weather, and that worries me. It really worries me because he's a product of warm weather all the time.
You talking Tua?
Yeah.
Yeah. So so that's another part of the growth, right? We've seen him now, beginning of the season, like I said, before an injury. It's like what do you like? AC, AD, B, whatever. BC, AD. But it's like that for Tua. BI, AI, before injury, after injury. To me, it was the same. You know, he had a great game in Baltimore, came all the way back, but there were still, again, flashy plays, and it's something that you go, what the hell was that?
Yeah.
After injury, it's a whole other beast.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing we're still waiting on that we have to see is how he plays in cold weather.
Yes.
The Tennessee game, which I was there live, I was shocked. It really was the whole football team.
It was awful.
I was watching. I was shocked how bad it was. And everybody was saying, oh, he's not used to cold weather. Well, first off, no one can deny it. I know there's a lot of talk on the offseason and people talk. Tua put in the work this offseason. What he has done, he's worked with Nick Hicks, I believe is the trainer's name. People made fun of that, but it's shown the growth this season. Even when I say flashy plays and still question marks before the injury, you could see the growth in him.
Yeah.
You could see the better throwing. You could see the better shape, the conditioning. You see that. It's translating onto the field. Now we got to see how he plays in the different types of weather to say, okay, now this is true growth.
If we go up north, and we beat the Bills,
Like Rocky.
we beat the Bills, I think we go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I think if we beat the Bills, you're hearing it now. If we beat the Bills, I truly believe Miami Dolphins will be in the Super Bowl.
The coach never prepared him for the cold. That's fair point, but it's also on the player to prepare himself. He's a professional player, but that's the difference. So he did that this offseason. We know he's done it. Dolphins Thirsty Rob. If you haven't yet, go to dolphinsthirsty.com. Great content, great trivia.
Yes.
We started trivia on FinsTalk today during the offseason. We had a blast with that. Got Hank a couple times.
Get me every time.
But if you're a diehard Dolphin fan and you think you know the Fins, test yourself. Go to dolphinsthirsty.com. Check out the trivia. Check out their articles. And you can check him out on Tuesdays at 7:30 with Steve Malloy for Real Talk Fins Talk. And every morning on their channel on YouTube, Dolphins Thirsty, every morning got a morning show, Dolphins Thirsty Rob with JPF Scout. They just started that. They're great dudes. I appreciate them. I appreciate them on the network. If you guys haven't yet, first I want to thank everybody for watching, whether on YouTube,
Yes.
Facebook, or Twitter.
Thank you.
Smash that like and subscribe button. And it's been great. We're having a blast. We got 28 people right now on YouTube.
All right.
Tuning in, and that's not Twitter and Facebook, but we appreciate you guys all the way.
So let's get into some questions.
Yeah, let's get some questions before we close this out.
How many games do you folks think the Miami Dolphins will lose, if any? How many will they lose or not lose by the end of the season? Tell us what you think right now.
Evan can't because he's watching and chatting while he's driving. Is that smart?
Evan, stop driving and
He says 2 games, 2 more. Everybody's saying 2 more. Which
two.
I think that's where I'm at, right? I got 2 more.
I don't think that's fair.
You don't think that's fair?
No, I think it's 1.
1 more game we're losing?
That's
Who's your
it.
team? San Francisco or Buffalo?
Buffalo.
Buffalo, okay.
Buffalo is almost, like I said, if we beat Buffalo, we're going to the Super Bowl.
Ralph says 0. He thinks we're winning all the games through. That's
Right
fair.
on, Ralph.
Hammer Time says 0. Steve says 3 more. Evan says 2 more.
So we're averaging.
So, Steve, are you with San Francisco and Buffalo as well? If that's the case, what's your 3rd team? Or what's your 3 other teams? Same thing with you, Orlando and Evan. And I know what's today, the 19th?
All day.
The 19th. I think Steve is either already in or he's flying to Florida today. He'll be meeting up with Dolphins Thursday.
What's up, Wayne?
Wayne has it 2 more. Wayne, all right, brother. Who do you have? What teams do you think Miami could lose to? You know, we hope they don't lose to anybody.
4. Who daddy? Be quiet.
You're talking to me about not believing? You said I don't believe it. You have 4 more.
Who daddy?
Come on, man.
Smack.
It's all right, brother. Who do you have? Let us know. Tell us who you're thinking. I said Jets, but I'm changing to New England.
San Fran and the Bills. That's what a lot of people are saying. San Fran and the Bills.
We hope that's not the case, though.
Steve's changing to New England. Yes, Steve.
But
I'm with you, Steve. You got to watch New England.
Belichick in New England, that defense for sure. But the Jets, they beat us already, which is kind of crazy. I don't want to see it twice.
Yeah, but we're going to be in South Beach in the new year.
Okay.
Hot.
Bills and the 49ers. Steve has it.
Yeah, a lot of people are saying the Bills and the Niners. Everybody thinks the student is going to get beat, but I don't. Man, we have too much talent. We really do.
It's just the other thing too is that that's a more experienced team. They've been to the Super Bowl. You know, they've gone to the playoffs. They know how it is to win big games. So, and with regards to the 49ers, now Miami could do that. Miami could surprise, but that's where I'm kind of like that. It's talent. Obviously, Miami has more talent, but that team knows how to win big games. They've been there. So I guess that's where kind of.
So you're trying to say the old horse pulls the cart better than the young horse? Is that what you're
going to try to catch me right now? Are you trying to say something?
No, I'm just asking.
Okay, I'll say that. More experience. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So the old horse that's not going to finish to the end is what you want to put your money in. I'll tell you right now, I'm on the Dolphins, and they're going to stomp some 49er aspirin bottles up, down, and sideways.
Oh, my. All right. Steve says, Bobby, I had to push my trip back. Oh, man, I'm sorry. Well, hopefully everything's all right, brother. It's all good. Hammer Time. Think TNT blowing it up this year, boys. Hey, you know what?
Thank you, Hammer Time.
You know, this has been great, guys. Bobby keeps moving the line. At least my stupidity is consistent. What are you talking about?
Who knows?
What the? He told me to be nice to Evan. How the hell? What the hell's going on here? Smack. Yeah. We are. That's the main thing, Ralph. Right there, Ralph's right. We're getting healthy players back. You brought it up at the top of the show. That's going to be key. Miami players that are hurt, they got to get healthy, and they're getting healthy right now at the bye week.
We are in such a perfect time frame right now with Miami being in this bye week. We usually get slammed, like we get it real early or real late. And this time it's almost in the middle of the season. I love it.
Let me ask you this. We're going to close this out.
All right, let's close this out.
Let me just ask you this. And you guys can put that in comments. We're talking about this season, but we know we're going into playoffs, no matter how it finishes out. Unless, of course, we go, but it's not. We know we're going to win more than 10 games and all that. We're going to playoffs. Playoff teams. Whether we hope we get the wild card off, but let's say wild card division AFC Championship. Let's not talk Super Bowl. We're talking Super Bowl, but let's not get to the Super Bowl right now. AFC teams in the playoffs. Which ones do you not want to see? And which one do you want to see? Which one you do want to see? If you say, man, okay, I want to face that team. I know we could beat that team in the playoffs. And then you're almost like, I don't know. I'm a little nervous with that team.
I'll tell you right now, other than going up in cold weather, I truly believe Miami can face any team and win.
And I think that's fair. I think it's fair. But is there any team that
I'd love to see them.
What team is
I'd love to see them play Kansas City in the AFC Championship.
That's what I would love to see. I would rather.
I'd love to
I want
see
to. I
that.
want to face Kansas City in the AFC Championship because that's the team that I would say I would scratch myself and go, that's gonna be the one that I'm gonna. It's gonna be hard for me to, But if you're in
Still.
Kansas City, that's cold. But that's the test. If you could beat Kansas City, you deserve to be where you're at.
That's right. And that's why I tell you, if they beat the Bills, it's
Yeah.
gonna be lights out for everybody.
I think you and I are on the same page. Awesome. Yeah, he's the second half MVP so far. Absolutely. Jeff Wilson, I'm so excited. Alec in goal. That running game, we're talking Super Bowl. We are. And, I was just saying that very quick. The Dolphins theme song, Miami Dolphins #1, in the air and on the ground. We're always in control. When you talk Miami, talking Super Bowl, it's legitimate right now.
Yeah.
We're controlling the air. We're controlling the ball in the air and on the ground.
Yes, sir.
So that's why now it's okay to start
And
talking
defenses.
Super Bowl.
And defense is stopping the run, and the things that are supposed to happen are now happening.
So
What's up, Mass?
we'll pop it in. So you're gonna see me get up. As
So
we're
the lake
talking here.
looks like a green screen. No,
No, it's all legitimate, man. We're sitting here in the Florida sun. We're in the Florida sun on the Fish Tank's property here in his mansion. Here in Orlando on the lake.
my mansion.
But guys, thank you so much all for tuning in.
Thank you.
You're watching the first ever meeting with Fish Tank Hank, Bobby FinsTalk.
No.
You got Miss Fish Tank back there celebrating. Thank you all for tuning in. We appreciate you. Smash that like and subscribe. But we'll be back with you, but back in our normal places next weekend to preview the Dolphins versus the Texans. So until then, like and subscribe, and most importantly, fins up.
Fins up.
Everybody.